Well, you're right. It is about control, and lobbyists is in our government. It's been a part of our government, and you, as a person, have a right to pay a lobbyist to speak to your congressman. The problem is, it's been buying votes and not giving thing. I think is a great solution to this is rather than giving that lobbying money to the congressman, why don't they donate it to a charity of the congressman's choice? How about that? Yeah, you want to speak to me and you're going to come pay money to bend my ear so I can pay? Why don't we give that to another situation? So we take the money out of the congressman's hands, because we all know that they take it from this lobbyist because they're on this issue, and then this lobbyist on this issue, and that lobbyist, and it's all about money and power and control. Let's take that away from their hands. I wouldn't take the money from the lobbyist. I would force them to give that to a charity. And if they want to donate it to a charity, then maybe they would have my ear to listen to a specific issue. Doesn't mean I'm going to vote with them, though. But that's the idea, is that you, as part of, all of you are probably paying lobbyists with your energy, your electric, and your gas company.
Within our constitutional republic, we operate as a representative democracy, and 100% of your votes come from within the district. So here's a great idea. Why don't we say the vast majority of your money needs to come from that district too, so that the representative first listens to you? Because we have a member of Congress right now who gets less than 50% of his money from the state of Ohio, and far less than that from the 18th Congressional District. And you can go online at the Federal Elections Commission website and look at that yourself, and look at these facts. My campaign has people working on the ground for me every day in all 16 counties. My campaign is the only campaign that's raised money in all 16 counties. And in fact, in the last 15 days alone, I've raised money in 10 to 13 of those counties. So when you're looking at who is going to be responsible and accountable first and foremost to the voters, again, we don't need somebody who's going to pay lip service to that. We need the person who's sitting in front of you who's doing it right now today. Somebody who's willing to go there and say, you know what, I'm not the establishment candidate. I'm going to go represent you.
So there are good lobbyists and bad lobbyists, but the most important lobbyist for me is going to be the people of the 18th Congressional District. And one of the best ways of ensuring that your representative votes the way they should is transparency. Now let me give you an example. I got outspent 10-1 by Zach Space. We raised close to $300,000. He raised $3 million. You can't win with that kind of imbalance. Most of that came from California, New York. $1 million came from labor unions. He voted for the stimulus bill, but yet he took money from Fannie and Freddie and AIG and Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs, right down the line. The very people that he took money from is the people he bailed out. So that transparency is going to be very important. But when I go to Congress, I'm going to be responsible to the people of the 18th Congressional District, even if that means I'm a one-term congressman, because I'll be able to go back home and look you in the face and myself in the mirror and say I did what I said I was going to do.
Really what this question is about is, how do we know that you're not going to go to Washington, D.C. and become a corrupt, thieving, cheat, lying, stealing punk like everybody else that we tend to be sitting there? And the answer to that is, you really don't know completely. I mean, any one of us could go there and become corrupted by money. But I can say this about myself. I've been in Christian ministry for over 20 years. Integrity is very important to me, not because it sounds good or it's the right thing to say. It is the way I've tried very hard to live my adult life. And so that's basically where I stand. I'm not going to take health care. I'm going to try to surround myself with people that lived by these qualities that are already there. So I've got accountability. I've already established to identify who some of those people are. And one of the things is this, if you come to me and say, we're going to give you money, but this is what we stand for. If I have to make a decision to get money from you, then you need to walk away. And that's from right now into whenever. If I've got to make a decision, then there's something wrong. If you like what I stand for and who I am and you want to support me, fine, that's your business. But if you've got to come and try to convince me to do something that you want, wrong guy.
I think it's a pretty simple solution. You either have values or you don't have values.
Right.
I don't care how much money they would offer me to vote for the health care bill. It wouldn't take me 14 months to figure out where I stood on that bill. If they came to me and told me that in the bill there was funding to slaughter unborn babies, I don't care how much money they give me. I'm going to defend unborn babies. So really the issue is not the money. The issue is integrity. I make a lot of people mad or scared when I wear this hat because they've been, in their business dealings, they've had a lot of Christians rip them off. Somebody can say amen if you want to. Amen. So it makes a lot of people nervous. But see, I don't wear my hat for you. I wear my hat for me. Keeps me accountable. When I go to a high school softball game, I wear my hat. I can't yell at the umpires. I know who I answer to. You understand? It's an integrity issue.
The question, to rephrase the previous question on a couple of counts, is how do we know when we send you to Washington you're not going to be the same old dirty rotten scoundrel that we send that we send every time? And like I said earlier, it's not that we send corrupt people to Congress, it's that Congress corrupts people. It's not that we send corrupt people to the General Assembly in Ohio, it corrupts people. I've been there, I've seen the corruption. How do you know? By sending me to Washington what you're going to get, because when you sent me to Columbus, you saw what you were going to get. I fought the establishment. To my own political peril. I've been in and out of office and back in and out of office again because I will not drink the Kool-Aid. I will not play ball with the establishment. That's why I'm supported by conservative groups all over the country, as well as Congressman Ron Paul and Liberty PAC, because I don't drink the Kool-Aid. But that's also why the party establishment wants nothing to do with me, and they don't want to see me get elected. Thanks.
Thank you. I'd like to make a comment. Both Bo and Ms. Ball have both talked about working for candidates. I'm in an organization that teaches precinct organizing, and I can tell you statistically that it takes a whole lot of money to overcome people working for candidates. A whole lot of money. There's been a lot of talk about money here, but once you decide which candidate you're going to vote for, you need to go to work for them. You need to get out there and go door to door and take their material around and tell people who they are and what they believe in and make sure they get elected. Because the reason the money is there today is because we've gotten really lazy and we don't do that anymore. And now big money and big media gets people elected instead of the people. So shame on us for getting disconnected. We need to get re-energized, reconnected, and work for these people. Thank you. By the way, my uncle was a county commissioner and a lawyer, and he always told me that a lobbyist was a go-between and a bribe.